Since your hunger strike, since your action, the Idle No More protest, in your view, has anything changed? What do you make of the government's response?
Well, when Chief Spence and I were on our hunger strike, she did 44 days, I did 43 days. And one of the conditions as to why we stepped down from a hunger strike was the 13-point declaration that we signed with the opposition leaders and other parties, and also our leadership, that needed to be prioritized if there was any forthcoming ministers and First Nations meeting that was going to be developed, supposedly be developed by this time.
Yeah.
But since we've ended our hunger strike, nothing has come forward with respect to another meeting. There's no word from the Prime Minister himself or the Governor General that would give us credence that there is a meeting, even a meeting.
So nothing's changed?
Nothing has changed to date. And it's so discerning and it's so disheartening that the Government of Canada still continues to make decisions without consulting or informing any First Nation leader or communities out there respecting the taking away of our lands, our resources, and our waters.
So what will this mean this summer? Some chiefs have said it's going to be a long, hot summer protest. I mean, there had been your hunger strike, 43 days. There had been the Idle No More, which is still going on. Now the walkers. What do you predict to see this summer in terms of First Nations Aboriginal relationship with the government? Will there be more protests?
Well, there's going to be more protests in the very near future. And why I say that is because, as you know, I don't know if you're aware, there's this new fiscal year that's going to be approaching at the end of March, and April 1st is the new fiscal year. But there used to be the standard form just to sign off the contribution funding agreements prior to this year. But there's going to be some changes this year with respect to this new funding formula that's being proposed. And what is scary is that this new funding contribution agreement is going to include these bills that were passed, Bill C-38, Bill C-45, and all the other bills that are forthcoming are going to be part of this agreement. And the First Nations are being forced to sign this agreement. And I mean, this is extortion, this is blackmail. But if they don't sign this, they're not going to get their funding renewed whatsoever.
Unfortunately, we'll see the reaction here, what this will be, but Raymond Robinson, a First Nations elder from Manitoba, here in Ottawa to support the Cree Walkers. And of course, remember, Mr. Robinson was one of the hunger strikers for 43 days. There is a chance that, would you ever hunger strike again?
I might go back into it within the next week.
You might hunger strike within the next week?
Yes.
Have you talked to Teresa Spence about that?
Not yet. I'm just making it public now. Because
you are threatening, so I just want to be clear if I understand this. You're saying that you're considering restarting a hunger strike because of the government's policies in this budget?
Yes. Because this is extortion, this is blackmail, this is inhumane. Because our reserves are already in dire strait as it is. We are limited as funding as it is. Now our First Nations are being forced on a take it or leave it basis to sign these documents off.
I got 30 seconds in our program. Raymond Robinson, one of the hunger strikers with Teresa Spence, is now just announcing he is considering going back on a hunger strike and protest, and you can get a sense of the reaction. Before we go, we always show our ballot box. Stay with me, Mr. Robinson, if you do. Let me just show the ballot box. We asked about, are these pandas a sign of Canada-China relations moving in the right direction? 10% of you said yes. 84% of you said no, the wrong direction. 7% unsure. We're back in 22 hours. I'm Evan Solomon. I'm here right now with Raymond Robinson, who was on Parliament Hill today, and now saying that things have gone to a point where perhaps another hunger strike may start. Mr. Robinson, I want to thank you for being on the program.
Thank you very much.